I want you guys to picture something for a second. When I say the word doctor, what kind of person do you think of? Is it a white dude in a lab coat? When I say the word secretary, do you picture a woman? Is she sitting behind a desk? When you hear about a basketball player, are they a minority? Is it a man? We hear this word bias thrown around all the time. We hear it at home, we hear it at school, we see it on the news. It's around us every single day. And honestly, it's really easy for us to fall victim to bias. The scary part is sometimes we're biased and we don't even know it. Bias can be found in the way that we treat our friends. It's the people who think like us, talk like us, act like us. Bias can be found in the way that we treat people who aren't like us at all. Do we judge them? Do we mistreat them? You see, bias is around us every single day. It pervades the way that we think, the way that we talk, the way that we listen. It literally is all around us. So where does this bias come from? It comes from the way that we're socialized into the world by our families and parents. Research shows that by 5 years old, most children already have a bias or a stereotype towards minorities, women, or differing social groups. Dr. Margot Monteith, a professor at the University of Kentucky, believes that children don't have a choice when accepting or rejecting beliefs, because oftentimes they're acquired before they have the cognitive ability or the experience to decide these beliefs for themselves. And it's not just at home. There's bias in the news. There's bias in social media. You might hear one story reported a certain way because you were watching a conservative station. You might hear it reported a completely different way because it was a liberal station. But more often than not, our bias is really reinforced by our friends. I mean, think about your school day. Do you have that you can't sit with us mindset? Do you have your little place in the cafeteria where just you and your friends and the people like you sit? I mean, most of us only hang out with people who think like us, look like us, talk like us, act like us, are into the same things that we're into. Your bias is reinforced by what you see in the world every single day. I want you to take a second and think about what you believe. Do you believe it because it's your own thoughts? Or is it your parents or families? Do you affiliate yourself with a political party because you've done the research? You understand the policies and the differences between the two? What about your beliefs on a different social group? Maybe people in another country, another part of the United States. What about in a different part of your town? Do you have a certain belief about them because you've spent time with them, you've experienced their culture, and you know what they're about? Or do you believe what you believe about them because somebody told you to? A group of professors has even created a test on bias. I challenge you to go to Google, check out Project Implicit, and you can take a test on things like age, race, religion, politics, and you can find out just how much bias is ingrained in the way that you think. So how do we keep our bias in check? Especially when it's something that's developed unconsciously or almost automatically. I think it starts by asking ourselves tough questions. Ask yourself, why do I believe what I believe? Or why do I respond the way that I respond? Even that little pause in thinking gives us time to ask ourselves, am I being biased? And over time, continually asking yourself tough questions can become habit or routine, and that can start to weaken those mental links that your biases are founded upon. And as you're meeting new people and you're having new experiences and you're doing things that are breaking down the biases that you've built up in your own life, it's important to remember that you're going to meet people you don't always agree with. And it's okay to disagree, but it's never okay to disrespect.